Mary had a little man.
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
I want to just thank President Biden for the PSYOP. Just an amazing rigged script in coordination with Pfizer.
He rigged it perfectly.
This was an all-timer. Just a masterful PSYOP by President Biden.
Yeah, I haven't seen a game rigged this well since Hyman Roth and the World Series. For me, it's got to go back to The Godfather.
Mission successful. Well done, Joe.
I thought it was a joke. I did. I thought the whole PSYOPs thing was like some weird QAnon-y sort of Marjorie Taylor Greene nether region of your brain active, sort of a plan or plot, a twisted way to somehow, put your boot on a love story that was, playing out beautifully in front of all bar faces, and it involved a pop star and a NFL player. And I thought it was all fake. I thought it was phony. But then I watched the game. And I got to say, everybody, look, adding the overtime, brilliant. Couldn't have been more, mysterious, and couldn't have added more suspense and appeal, then, you could have done a touchback. You could have done a blocked punt. Do you know what I'm saying? But okay. So that was really good, and it took a lot of the pressure off of, is it rigged for a moment, for just a brief moment. But I got to say, during regulation play, when you saw the fumble, right? You saw the fumble. So there was a big fumble on the part of Kansas City, and Travis Kelce had just caught almost an impossible pass, and they got the ball, and it was just right by the goal. And then all of a sudden, the next play, a fumble, Kansas City loses the ball that Kelce had worked so hard to get so close to the finish line there. And I don't know. I saw Travis go to Andy Reid, got up in his face. I've never seen any more irresponsible, behavior from a player towards his coach as I saw in that moment. Travis displayed a violent, boiling temper, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew that Taylor had given it all for her country. That's when I knew that the fix was in. That's when I knew that she was a deep cover agent. She made Valerie Plame look silly, okay? That's when I knew she was deep undercover, and how frightening her job has had to, it has had to be on her. Not just the unbelievable, grueling schedule of, almost falling off the folklore house, okay, in Tokyo, and then having to catch a flight from Tokyo to LAX because, you couldn't go straight to San Fran because all the private jets, it was, congested. I guess she helicoptered, I don't know, to Vegas. I guess she helicoptered it. I'm not sure. But whatever it was definitely an operation, right? And I thought that was the most stressful part of her gig until I saw the temper on that Travis Kelce. And I realized how much she had put her life in danger. And I realized how brave Tay-Tay is. I understood that she was doing this all for the extra publicity so that when she endorsed Joe Biden, in what would be a rigged Super Bowl, so everybody would be rooting for her and him and the love story, that it was all, done on behalf of the deep state. I understood it then. And, I will say, when they tried to knock her off the folklore house in Tokyo, I thought that was pretty much a Trumpian sort of a Putin move. Like instead of throwing her out the folklore house window, they just made it slippery so she would slide. They wanted her to slide to her death. They do. And the throwing people off roofs and stuff, this is very Russian. This is very, very Russian. Do you know what I'm saying? But The other giveaway, if you were looking for the clues, and Taylor Tate, she is the mistress of Breadcrumbs. She's better at leaving clues than Q. Okay, and that is why you have to know it's an op, and it's been an op. She was born 30-some years ago, 37 years ago. No, is she 37? 34, I think. She was born 34 years ago for this moment. And they've been Manchurian candidating her. They've been getting her ready for this the whole time, because, the idea that Joe Biden had to be president in an election against, crazy Donald Trump was not lost on the tea leaf readers. It wasn't lost. They knew. They knew they would need somebody just like her. And so they groomed her. And the other clue that this was real as far as being rigged and fake, if you talk like that, QAnon will believe you. You know that, right? Some people in this audience are already believing me. God help us. But okay, so the other clue I had that this was all rigged and fake and that she was really, really sacrificing, like on a major league level, for her country, was, did you see after the glorious win, did you see, it was so close, really. It was just like, wow. And nobody even knows the name of the guy who won the Super Bowl, right? Hardwood?
Mecole Hardman.
Hardman,
yeah.
Hardwood would have been easy. Yeah, I'm sure he was. But nobody even knows his name because they were so focused on, the Travis, Tay love affair. And when she, oh my God, I'm going to cry. When she, at the end, went up to him and had to embrace him as if she was really in love with him, all smelly, after more than 5 quarters of NFL Super Bowl level football. Do you know what that stench had to be in those that nylon outfit, that spandexy thing? Do you know what that had to, especially with a guy with a major beard? Ew. Oh, the sacrifice she's making for Joe Biden and our country. It's just, it's legion, everybody. It's legion. And so thank you very much for, letting me be part in a small way of that psyop. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't. It was kind of like, remember when I got my first COVID shot? And, I've had like 20 of them now. Do you remember when I got the first one and I actually could feel the chip go in? And I confessed to you, I told you. Do you remember that? Well, I suspended my belief in the whole conspiracy crap after that because so much had happened in the world that really required a smart, competent leader, somebody who may be old but learned foreign policy, somebody who might be old but gets it done, somebody who understood that we had lost 1 million Americans, somebody that understood that we needed a child tax credit immediately, we needed an American Rescue Plan, and that a lot of good could be done instead of, saying that we should drink bleach and stuff, right? And so I kind of suspended my belief in the whole chip thing until I felt it. And then I had to say. But after that, it got so dire, the situation in America. It got very, very, like this was crunch time. And I had to suspend again the belief that Orange Jesus could fix it alone. And now I'm back, and now I understand it's a deep state. It is. It's a deep state is what it is. And they plotted and planned. And, congratulations to Joe Biden. You are Dark Brandon, indeed. I have my coffee cup, by the way. And yes, the aviators change color when you put the coffee in the cup. It's very cool. I would suggest you go to joebiden.com and have one for the wars. It was a great game. But even better than the game, my food. Oh, I slayed. I rocked in that kitchen, man. I did such a good job.
Clear.
Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.